Bytabula sponsored links promoted links. The awkward exchanges between Donald Trump and wife Melania have been much reported on. From her rejecting his touches to him seeming to forget about her at national events, there have been countless cringeworthy encounters. Advertising invented by Teeds. The most recent was just yesterday, when the leader of the free world tried to take his wife's hand while it was inside her coat, and then he appeared to move her out the way so he could wave to the cameras. Here we count down 10 of the couple's most toe-curling moments. 1. Melania's smile turns to a frown when Trump's back is turned. If you found the pomp, ceremony and bluster of Trump's inauguration exhausting, then try really hard to spare a thought for his wife. The First Lady to the 45th President of the United States captured everyone's imagination after literally letting her mask slip. A clip of the ceremony appeared to show Melania dropping a fixed grin as soon as her husband looked away. 2. Did they actually kiss at the inauguration? One of the most crucial things for a new president to project is his image as a family man. At his inauguration in Washington, D.C., Trump was surrounded by family and friends. In the final seconds before he took the podium to address the mass crowds, he sought some last seconds of reassurance. With Michelle and Barack Obama looking on, stood just inches away, Trump reached out a hand to his wife and drew her near for a kiss. But footage shot from behind the couple appears to show they never actually made contact with one another. 3. Melania swats Trump's hand away on the first overseas trip. Just over 4 months after Trump celebrated his inauguration, Melania appeared to swat her husband's hand away as the pair arrived in Tel Aviv on the first foreign trip. Footage taken as the President and First Lady disembarked from the plane shows Trump holding out his hand behind him as if HES encouraging his wife to grasp it. Trump's hand lingers behind him for a few seconds before wife Melania does a swift flick of the wrist and swats his fingers away from her. His hand recoiled and he continues walking as if nothing happened. 4. And then does the same thing the very next day. Different country, same story. The day after the Tel Aviv visit, the couple stepped out of a plane after landing in Rome. Trump waved to the waiting media and onlookers before reaching out for his wife's hand. Again, Melania swiftly moved her own hand away from her husband's, refusing to hold it as they walked down the steps onto the runway and appearing to disguise her move by brushing her hair back. 5. Melania's national anthem reminder. When Trump forgets what to do, it was one of the biggest events in the First Lady's calendar, and Melania Trump's biggest challenge yet. Tens of thousands of people attend the White House's annual Easter egg roll each year, and 2017 was no exception. But as well as mingling with guests, Melania clearly had another important task, reminding her husband to raise his hand during the national anthem. The First Lady was seen giving the president a nudge when the music started, reminding him to show the mark of respect. 6. Nervous Melania shudders as husband touches her on the arm in February 2017. Footage of the First Lady accompanying her husband at a campaign rally in Florida appeared to show her shuddering when he touched her arm mid-speech. Melania began her speech with a prayer, but it was during her address that she started to look uncomfortable. As she was talking to the crowds, her husband came up behind her and touched her on the arm. Looking to the side, Melania seemed to shudder as she felt the president's hand on her skin. 7. The formal handshake she looked surprised by. Back in September, Trump formally shook Melania's hand, then ushered her off stage. The U.S. First Lady was introducing her husband to the stage at the Joint Base Andrews in Maryland when the cringeworthy encounter took place. After Melania says her husband's name, he walks towards her and shakes her hand in a businesslike way before firmly pushing her off the stage as bemused servicemen and women look on. 8. When Melania arrived at Trump's first State of the Union address alone. Traditionally, the U.S. President and First Lady have arrived at the State of the Union address together. But last week Melania had other ideas and did not travel with Trump in his motorcade. The speech was the first time Melania had been seen in public since revelations that Trump allegedly paid off porn star Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about their affair surfaced. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said the First Lady arrived separately for no reason other than she can greet the guests and he can go straight in. 9. And then didn't give her husband a standing ovation. Melania did not get up as everyone around her gave her husband a standing ovation. She then left immediately after the ceremony without making comment. Anyone would think she was a Democrat. 10. Trump moves Melania out of the way to get closer to cameras. Yesterday, as the couple walked toward Air Force One, Trump appeared to reach out to take his wife Melania's hand. But what he didn't realize was they were tucked inside her coat. She was wearing the bright yellow number over her shoulders but without her arms in the sleeves, and therefore completely out of reach. Perhaps in a bid to save face, the president then seemed to maneuver his wife out of the way to get closer to the TV cameras.